Hey everybody, Charles Calhoun, aka the Shade Tree Pro. And I've been down for a little bit here. I've had the last few weeks I've had surgery, repairing some damage to some things going on, wisdom teeth, all this stuff. So I've just been, like I said, just been on lockdown and just trying to get myself prepared for those surgeries. And I'm still a little bit sore, just starting to still getting those, still got stitches in my mouth here, but I'm slowly getting over this stuff. But anyway, since I've been, just been a little bit down, as we say, under the weather a little bit, my boy Scotty just been absolutely killing it. And we had said, me and one of my boys, when we were at Bay Hill, and we watched him play the first day, and we both looked at each other and said, man, he gonna run away with this tournament, because we could see it. And then you could see a lot of things that's going on with him right now. Now, I tell people all the time, that Scotty Scheffler, there ain't no question that he ain't starting from the ground. Y'all can forget that. Y'all saw me do so many different videos where I've said you can lift your hands, you could turn this, that, and arms ain't never coming down. David Duvall said one time is that when you swing the golf club that you're actually kind of casting it out in a sense like that, instead of all of this jacking into you, which he's absolutely correct. And look at Scotty Scheffler, he's out here, he's getting it a little bit wider, because actually when you do that, it actually allows you to create this angle to whereas if you come in here and make that angle, by the time you get to the ball, it wants to come out. So what Scotty's doing when he's pushing that thing out there like that, he's actually giving him the ability, because it's pushed out, it's giving him the ability to, when he comes down here, he could just release it any way that he wants. And what he's doing, or what he has done, he's just created a phenomenal release. I actually sent one of my dead finger books to his teacher. I don't know if he's got it, Randy Smith. I don't know if he's received it yet, but I actually sent him one of my books, because the one thing he works on a lot all the time is his grip. And the biggest thing that you can learn about the golf swing, and I don't care if you're Scotty Scheffler, Tiger Woods, or whatever, you'll understand how that dead finger locks into that grip, you're going to be good. But let's look at something that Scotty does. And I did this video similar to this before, but I want you to pay attention. If you can look there, you can see this ball. And I actually showed Damon Hack this one time, of what this does. Now look at this. Now if I'm standing right here and someone says, hey, Shade Tree, pick up that golf ball. Now, they don't tell me which side to go. Now, I can walk this direction and pick up that golf ball, or I can walk this direction to pick up that golf ball. So when we're making rotations in our golf swing, I can make a rotation that goes this way, or I can make a rotation in the initial move that goes that way, because at the end of the day, it's still getting me to that area. And so what is Scotty Scheffler doing? Well, everybody's talking about this move that he's making, and he's coming back, he's feeling it come back there. Well, I don't think it's more so that this is what's the biggest concern is. I think it's more the concern of the fact is that when he's coming down, making his swing down, he's actually not early extending and all that you all are teaching these players. You are teaching them with all this hip rotation. You are teaching them that, because once that hip rotates and then you drop, now this has no other choice but to go out even more. That's why top down keeps you here in essence or whatever. So what Scotty's doing is when he makes his top down move, when he makes it, what happens is this is going back this way, which makes the leg go back, because you can't make the leg go back unless this goes back first. No different than, as I said, walking up from this side to this side to get to the ball. And why is it more conducive and to feel like the lower body is going back that way, or the lower body is going that way, kind of like Scotty Scheffler? Here's why. Because which path is the golf club going down? The golf club is coming here in front of you. So how can I get the golf club in front of me? Now listen to the contradiction you hear from these people. Get the elbows in front of you, get this in front of you, but yet in the same sense, turn your hip out. Turn. It makes no sense, because here, why Scotty's so good, y'all ain't gonna beat that boy. That when he's here, then all of a sudden he ain't got nothing but room for his arms to come in front of him. He's not turning into his way. And by the time his hips and his body comes around, his arms has already passed through him. And that's just the natural momentum of the club. bringing him around. So let me move this out the way. And if you know, and this is why, I'm in this world right now with the Scotty Schefflers, because what he's doing is exactly what I've been trying to tell you all for the longest. I just don't have to exaggerate it in a sense because I know exactly what makes it happen. And that's just feeling it there and just going. I know what the initial move is. I know for an absolute fact that the initial move in the golf swing is not the turn, this. The initial move in the golf swing is the drop. Even Tiger, now they're starting to say things about Tiger, how Tiger pressured, in a sense. Well, guess what? If you're pressured, you're going back. You're not moving forward. There's no golfer whatsoever that's trying to do this in their golf swing. So if you're sitting here trying to spin your hips, make the hips lead, whether it's the lead side or this side, make them go first, then all of a sudden all you're doing is pushing yourself in the way. To whereas now, if somebody was shooting an arrow coming down this way, shooting an arrow at me, am I going to turn to get out of its way? No. What I'm going to do is move back to get out of its way. So that's the same thing. Think of your arms as arrows coming down and get out of your own way. See, and there it goes. See, I'm not sitting here, and that's why I tell people all the time who don't think, that you don't know enough to tell me what I don't know about my top down and what top down is. I know everything about it. I wrote it. I know everything about it. And just because what you can't see here, you don't understand what's going on inside. I know what that move is. I know why I'm doing it. I know why it repeats itself over and over. I know why it's the same action that I've done in so many different sports. So all it is just that simple move. And if the best player in the world can do it, then you should be doing it too. Charles Calhoun, aka the Shade Tree Pro. Top down is where it needs to be, baby, and always good golfing.